Well, everybody, I have good news and bad news. Here's the good news, mostly. It's not as bad as it was the last time I said I have good news and bad news when we lost our NHL 16 Toronto Maple Leaf series. We're good for the most part. Apparently, what I did last time didn't end up saving, so I had to go back through and make the same transactions that you would have seen in the last episode. But because of the power of hindsight of how the roster turned out and the power of Pine Sol, baby, we still have Hunter Shinkaruk. He is back, thankfully. I don't know if that's exactly how we want to do the Lions because that might be insane. But Hunter Shinkaruk is here. That's really the only change aside from in the deal where we dealt him initially and all the others to Ottawa. Instead of Shinkaruk, I had to give up a 4th-round pick to make the deal go through. So for the most part, it stays the same. But yeah, it does mean that this team is ready to go, should be competitive this season, especially after the acquisition of Sasha Barkov as a free agent. I do still wonder if we should move up Shinkaruk, and I shouldn't be worried. But, I mean, man, that third line is insane, isn't it? Holy. And then defensively, of course, Jake Bean is still here, the Hjalmarsson acquisition. I love the way this team looks. I certainly do. I think this team could be very, very, very good this season. Obviously, we made it to the conference finals last time. Didn't end particularly well for us, unfortunately. We will, of course, turn off computer trades. Honestly, I'm even going to go back and turn off trade offer notifications because, obviously, the AI could still offer me deals. It's just they can't trade with one another when that's off. We'll turn those off until we get to the deadline, of course, and then we will take it from there. So, let's see what happens this season, shall we? I mean, the team is set up. We're ready to go. Although, we haven't gone back to the jersey numbers in a while. It already has Barkov at the letter. It has Sprong as our captain. I don't know about that. I feel like Bo Horvat's got to be the captain of this team, It just, Chris Tanev, though. Chris Tanev probably deserves that shout, too. Let's go, Captain Tanev. Horvat with a letter. And then there's a couple of good options. Madison Bowie in that mix. Shinkaruk, Sherbak. There's good options. I'm kind of digging Madison Bowie, him stepping up the way that he... Let's go with Bowie. That works for me. I feel like there's some good shouts about who could have these particular letters, but I feel like that is a pretty good mix for us. So let's see what happens. Let's see how this plays out. And honestly, I think what I'll do, normally I don't typically do this because I know some people might be like, hey, see what happens. We're going to skip ahead. We're going to see where we end up. That way we kind of, especially too if we get to the playoffs, that can just kind of be the focus of this episode. So I will see you guys at our next important event, which will, I'm so sorry that you're about to miss out on, just so much exciting scouting. Damn. Although there are some of you fucking freaks out there, and I love you. You're my freaks that just love seeing every little detail of this. But I have nothing to talk about this time. Nothing's happened in the NHL. Look, we're getting, excuse me, oh my God. I'm dying? Am I dying? Holy hell. I feel like, NHL 26 news, like I'm doing videos about the deep dive, so check those out if you haven't already. Hey, subscribe. Leave a like on the video. Go subscribe to the second channel if you like Madden content and CFB and all the other sports games. Yeah, I'll see you guys when the next thing comes up. I got nothing to talk about. Well, as you can see, everybody, I elected to just keep going in terms of simming the season. We had nothing to do with the trade deadline because why would we do anything at the trade deadline? This team's insane. 51 wins, might be a little bit more by the time it's all said and done. But this team is just absolutely cooking, which you would hope would be the case, right? It's a really damn good team. And hopefully now by the time we get to the playoffs, good things could happen. Oh boy, we still got a lot of scouting to do. It's been a little bit frustrating scouting this year. It's like we'll spend a lot of time in one spot and just still won't get the information about the one dude we need to get it on. But 53 wins for your Canucks this season, despite some of the changes despite some of those, better prospects that we let go of in favor of some others. I mean, this was a really, really solid season for us. Nearly a President's Trophy, but that goes to Tampa on 57 wins. But we were the only two teams to break the 50-win mark. So we got to look at the stats for the season, as long as it'll take the load, of course, because, that's bound. Oh, bound to be the case any day now. Oh, my God, these loading times. In terms of the forwards, Nikita Sherbak, 31 goals, 53 assists. Barkov also just under a point per game. Sprong, 75 points. Same for Blake Clark. O'Reilly on 66. Dubois on 54. So, I mean, he definitely suffered for being on the third line, but he still would have had power play time. You could still argue like a worthy sacrifice. So, the Hunter Shinkarik with 45 points. So, Horvat just 36 points on the third line. Mallet, Sevier, Shore, and Vujic being up there. That's not too bad from the fourth line. Defensively, 60 points for Madison Bowie, 23 apiece for Bean and Theodore, 22 for Prohorkin, and then Tanev and Hjalmarsson at the back. Goaltending-wise, Pickard, 44, 18, and 2 record, a .920 save percentage. Leonard was really strong as the backup. Let's take a look league-wide here. As far as the forwards are concerned, Steven Stamkos led the way with 121 points. You had Sagan, Drouin, and Ryan Johansson breaking 100 points. Then Jamie Benn at 95. 59 goals for John Tavares, one of 4 people to break at least 50 with Drouin, Ovechkin, and Stamkos. Skinner in 5th with 49 goals. Defensively, the point leader was 72, Tony DeAngelo. Look at what happened in this timeline where he stopped giving a shit about social media burners and actually focused on learning how to play defense. Imagine that. You got Drew Doughty up there, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, John Carlson, and then Mirko Mueller with Morgan Riley. So in this timeline, Mueller sticks around and really develops into a number 1 defenseman. For the goalies, I mean, we know who the winningest is going to be. It's going to be Riley Pickard with the game started. Honestly, I thought Tampa's goalie would be up there a little bit too. It is Vasi at 31. I wasn't even sure if Vasi was their guy. Fair enough. Who led in terms of shutouts? 11 for Pickard. Outstanding. For the rookies, Lou Cashman, likely to win the Calder. Or it might be Chris Maltby, a battle of the North Stars, old and new. Mallet just 24 points. And for goalies, you never know. Blade Man Dixon played a fair amount of games for the Lightning this year. Or even Nicholas Zetterberg as the guy in New Jersey might be able to find a little bit of success, but that does set us up for the playoffs. This is what it was all about when we fell short last year. We draw the Winnipeg Jets in round number 1. And you get a full look at the bracket there. Battle of Alberta, Dallas, LA, Colorado, Chicago. On the other side, Tampa, Toronto, Boston, Florida, Columbus, Ottawa, Washington, and Philadelphia. Poor Sidney Crosby missing out on the playoffs. We tried to get him, but it just wasn't going to happen. So the Jets, what do they look like at this point in time? Cam Atkinson, Mark Scheifele, and Scott Kosmachuk. Nick Ehlers, Brian Little, and somebody named Wild. Haberstich, I imagine Logan Brown, and Yoel Armia. Brendan Lemieux, Matthew Perreault, and J.C. Lipon. Okay, that's not amazing, but not too bad. Cam Schlitting with Jacob Trumba, Sam Girard, Jake Dotchin. I think that's Cade Jensen, maybe? And then Blake Siebenaller. Goaltender is Freddie Anderson with Eric Comrie as the backup. Right. I mean, this should be one. Oh, Bull, look at that. -4. We might get another phone. All I had to do was just stop trading. Just stop trading, and I might get another phone. We are going to save up for that Max Pro Scout. Well, game number 1 against the Jets, as we are chasing greatness in more than one way. First period, 1-0 Canucks. Daniel Sprong. Second period, now tied 2-2. Kosmachuk and Lemieux with a power play goal from Clark. And third period goes to Winnipeg. Damn, slow start for them in the game. Perro, and then the empty netter for Ehlers. 4-2 Jets in game number 1. Not great, is it? It's not great. Playoff Pickard. It's a thing, man. I think we have to view it as just a reality. We're in the playoffs. He just might not be the guy. Hate to say it, but Robin Lehner is going to get the start in game number 2, and God forbid we lose this one, we might have to turn to Jake Markstrom. At least we know outside the conference finals, Markstrom's typically pretty good. So game 2. Let's see what we have going on here. First period is goalless. Second period is not. 1 goal apiece, Sherback and Armia. And in the third period, we lose again. Ehlers and Girard steal it after Sprong kicked off the period with a goal. And the Winnipeg Jets have a 2-0 series lead. This feels so typically EA NHL of just having a really good team, and then we get to the playoffs and just nothing. What do we do? What do we do? Something clearly has to change. Obviously a 4-2 loss, was it? And then a 3-2 loss? We might need a lineup change, but damn, man, I think it might be Markstrom getting the chance in this game. I think it might be. I mean, Stan Strudwick is good enough for the AHL. We can just go best Lions there. They're, I presume, in a playoff spot. I mean, Lehner wasn't particularly bad, but I think we give Markstrom the chance, and then if it doesn't work out, we go to Pickard. Like, it feels kind of like a punishment for Pickard. You know, he did have such a good regular season, but we're going off of the playoff past for him. Maybe he gets one more game, but man, if he loses this one, then we're relying on Jacob Markstrom to try to help us reverse sweep the opposition. Pickard's back in over Markstrom. We're going to swap Shinkarik and Dubois and see if that works a little bit. I feel like that's not a bad way to go. I didn't make a single change to this team, and now here we are down 0-2, and we're kind of panicking just to find a good combination. It is game 3 in Winnipeg. First period, 1-0 Jets. Lepon with the goal. Second period, 2-0 Jets with Haberstich. We do, thank God, get 2 goals, Barkov and Bean. So we go to overtime. We go to overtime here. And will there be a winner, or will it go to double OT? Power play for us. Man, we have to score there. But we scored at the very least. And of all people, Colton Sevier? Okay. Colton Sevier, 4th line hero. We win in overtime. And we have life in this series. Shout out to Pickard, man. He showed up. He showed up when we needed him the most. Still wish we had won game number 1, but you know what? It is what it is. Shout out to Colton Sevier. I'm tempted to make changes, which is why I'm just going to jump into this next game. Very, very tempted, because I think there's some more forward line shuffles we could do, but if we win this game, then hey, we're going to leave it. First period, 1-0 Canucks, Ryan O'Reilly. Second period, 1-1, as Cam Atkinson scores for the Jets. Third period, and we win. Let's go. Madison Bowie on the power play. And Nikita Sherback. And just like that, the home team loses trend is in full force. Awesome. Not really, because we have home ice advantage in this series, but we outscore them 6-3. We're right back in this series. Oh, the Bruins are down 3-0 to the Florida Panthers. Can't believe it. We go to game 5. Temptation's still there to maybe check out some things, but we've won 2 games in a row, so let's hope the mojo is still good here. First period, 2-0 Canucks, Sherback and Vujic. Second period, goal apiece, Ryan O'Reilly, Matthew Perreault. Third period, and the Vancouver Canucks have won 3 straight games. Unbelievable. From a 2-0 hole to being up 3-2. In the series, we have life. Sweet, beautiful life. Very, very slow and concerning start to this series, but we've woken up a little bit. We're not out of the woods yet, though. This could still easily be a Winnipeg series win, despite them having, 35 wins was it in the regular season? Oh, this would be brutal. Yeah, 35, 34, and 13. That's crazy. Game number 6. No changes to the squad that have won 3 straight games. Can they make it 4? First period, 4-0 Vancouver. Bowie, Clark, Dubois, and Theodore. Second period, 2 goals for the Jets, Wild and Haberstich. Third period, and the Vancouver Canucks. Oh, thank God. Fend off a 2-0 deficit and win 4 straight games to win this series in 6 games. Shout out to Riley Pickard, man. Once we put him back into the lineup, he really held it down. And we are off to round number 2. I still have some concerns. How could you not? Man, we still got some defenders here that it's just refusing to fully look at. I hate that. I hate that. Thank God we won that series, man. A first round exit. Look, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, it's better than winning the Stanley Cup. Can you believe it? You never thought you'd see the day. You know why? Because I never thought I'd see the day. I didn't believe it, so why would you believe it? The Vancouver Canucks have a second phone. The entire point of this challenge, of this series, was to see if we could get the maximum amount of phones. We just now earned a second for the first time since, season 1. Good Lord, with 1 GM rep point, winning in the playoffs certainly helps a lot, huh? Certainly helps a lot. But looking at how the boys did here before we take a look at our opposition in the second round, that being the Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames. Let's see, how did the boys do here? So, Sprong, Sherbak, solid. Dubois played really well with Blake Clark. Honestly, we did pretty good. Once we made those changes, Horvat didn't do too much, but he scored a nice little clincher there. And then defensively, Bowie doing all right, still taking some pims. No points for Prohorkin. Prohorkin-Jalmerson combination, not amazing. And then Pickard, that 4-1 record, .930 save percentage by the end of it. We're doing okay. Again, I think we have the right people in place. We just need the boys to, get the job done. It's right there for the taking for this team to win a Stanley Cup this year, right here, right now. It's right there. The Calgary Flames look like this. Johnny Gaudreau. I imagine Marcus Granlund. It might be Mikhail Granlund. And Tyler Johnson. Jeremy Morin, Sean Monahan, Emil Poirier. Sonny Milano, Alex Burmistrov, and Boyce, who I think is generated. And then Lance Boma, Sam Bennett, Alex Killorn. That's a really good team. It's a really good team. Defensively, TJ Brody, Dougie Hamilton, Marquardt, and Ryan Culkin, Heward, and Michael Stone. Goaltender, Mason McDonald is their starter. As confident as I am that this team can win the Cup this year, This is a tough opponent. This is a very tough opponent for round number 2. First period of game 1, 2-0 Canucks. O'Reilly and Colton Sevier continuing to crush it. Let's go. Second period, we had another one. Hunter Shinkaruk, welcome to the playoffs. And in the third, Sasha Barkov with a shorthanded goal. And how do you like that? A 19-save shutout from Mr. Pickard. An outstanding start to this series. What a great defensive effort, barely giving up any shots. How many times has Madison Bowie been first star? That's at least 2. It might even be 3 in this series so far. I think we did a good job of giving him a letter. Not that it makes a difference to performance or anything, but just representative of one of our best players. He clearly is. Game number 2. First period, 3-1 Canucks. Dubois, Prohorkin, and freaking Shore. Okay, sure. Lance Boma got one for Calgary. Second period is goalless. Third period is not, but we do hold on to win. Power play goals for Monahan and Theodore. Poirier scores with 56 seconds left, but the lead was solid enough, and we win both games on home ice to kick off this series. Man, Sean Monahan's 6th of the playoffs. But Drew Shore, Riley Pickard, and Shea Theodore leading the way. We have a 2-0 series lead, trying to get back to the conference finals in consecutive seasons, if we can. Game number 3 in Calgary. See what we can do. First period, goalless. Okay, that probably doesn't benefit us too much. Second period, that does benefit us. Vujic. Third period, oh my God. Second shutout of the series. 30 saves this time as Tanev gets the insurance. And how do you like this? This Calgary squad that looked great. They're in a 3-0 hole right now. We are 1 win away from the Western Conference Finals. That is insane to me, given the strength of this Flames lineup. That said, I'm not confident the series is over. First period, yeah, there you go. 3-1 Flames facing elimination. Bowie the lone goal for us, but it was Monahan, Hamilton, and Bennett. Second period, goal apiece, Ryan O'Reilly and Poirier. Third period, we get a goal back from PLD, but it is too little too late, and the Flames avoid elimination. That is pretty much what I expected for Game 4. Honestly, I thought the scoreline would be a little bit more one-sided. We won't change anything yet. That's the first time this team has lost since game number 2 of the opening round. That said, let's please put this team to bed, extinguish the Flames, and move on to the conference finals. First period, 2-1 in our favor. Clark and Barkov, offset by Monahan. Second period, still 2-1. Third period, we're going to overtime. All right, I'm tempted to jump in and take a look at it, but you know what? It's okay. We'll do it when we're facing elimination. Here we go. And my goodness, that did not take long. Burmistrov, the former Jet, or Burmistrov if you prefer, wins it quickly in overtime. Second goal of the playoffs. Oh boy, Mason McDonald starting to heat up, and well, we go to game number 6 back at home. Excuse me, back on the road, I should say. We were game 6 on the road last night. No, that wasn't even true then. I just misspoke, and now I'm digging myself a hole. 2 1-goal losses, game 6, not changing anything, but man, if we get threatened with the reverse sweep, that's going to be rough. First period, 2-1 Calgary, Johnny Gaudreau and Ryan Culkin. Colton Sevier gets a goal. Second period, 4-2 Calgary, Johnson and Morin, with O'Reilly scoring for us. And with that, our third straight 1-goal loss. The Calgary Flames threatening to reverse sweep the Vancouver Canucks. You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. This cannot be happening, man. This cannot be happening that this team still just fails to show that killer instinct when it matters the most. You've got to be kidding. Did we change anything? I don't know if we do. I mean, we have lost 3 in a row. There's really not too much to change. Yeah, there really isn't much to change here, is there? We just need the boys to get it done. That's all we can do. Game 7. Will Calgary pull off the reverse sweep? First period, 1-0 Flames, Sean Monahan. Second period, 1-1 Hunter Shinkaruk. We have ourselves a game here. Bo Horvat makes it 2-1. Nikita Sherbak, 3-1. Maybe Horvat should have been the captain. 4-1 Nikita Sherbak on the power play, and the Vancouver Canucks are going to live to see another day. Totally unnecessary for that series to go 7 games, but we'll take it, and we'll do what we have to do as we get the win. In crazy, crazy, crazy fashion, we are going to the Western Conference Finals to take on the Colorado Avalanche. Winner makes it all the way to the Stanley Cup. Holy, that was scary. That was incredibly scary. Glad we survived that. We'll see how long it takes to load up these stats here. So for the forwards so far, I mean, it's Nikita Sherbak over a point per game. Blake Clark is close. I mean, from a points perspective, I mean, obviously Horvat, I know you're on the third line, but he is playing more of a shutdown role, but him doing a bit better would be nice. Charles Mallet is the only guy on the team without a goal. Didn't expect Ryan O'Reilly to be our leading goal scorer. I'll say that. Didn't expect Colton Sevier to have more goals than Hunter Shinkarik and Horvat. Defensively, Bowie's leading the way in points. You have Tanev on 7. Theodore and Prohorkin, or not Theodore and Prohorkin, excuse me, Bean and Prohorkin, just 3 points between them as offensive defensemen. What the hell are you even doing, fellas? And Pickard with a 204 goals against average. Still a 930 save percentage. He's been great. He has been great. The Colorado Avalanche stand in our way of making it back to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 2011. They look like this. Oh boy. That top line, at least, is the oh boy. Gabriel Landeskog, Nathan McKinnon, Tyler Ennis, Mikhail Grigorenko, Matt Duchene, Sven Andrighetto, Anton Roussel, Connor Bleakley, Dmitry Yaskin, Baker, I presume Derek Brassard, and Landon Ferraro. That center depth is something. Defensively, Eric Johnson, Tyson Barrie, Chris Bigras, and Nikita Zadorov. Dude named Hagelin with Blouin. And goaltender Spencer Martin, KHL legend Spencer Martin, is the starter over Semyon Varlamov. We know this team is good enough. Game number 1. We fell short last year of making it to the finals. Hopefully this year will not be the same. First period, 2-0 Avs, Ferraro and Zadorov, 2 Boston Bruins legends. Second period, 3-0 Colorado on just 15 shots. We got a goal in the third, but Colorado added 2 more. Brassard and McKinnon, a gigantic win for the Avs in game number 1. And I swear, Pickard, like, he's not quite a coin toss, a 50-50 chance in theory of when, being good or bad on the day, but man, it's close. It's close. He's a little bit more consistent to the positive, but when he doesn't show up, it's a bad day at the office. We're not going to change anything for game 2, but if we lose this game, we will have to, just like we did in the first round. First period, 2-0 Avs. Both goals for Matt Duchene. Second period, goal apiece, Prohorkin and McKinnon. And in the third, Colorado. 11 goals in 2 games on the road. And we are, for the second time, facing a 2-0 deficit in this postseason. Only this time, it's in the conference finals to Colorado, as Matt Duchene did complete the hat trick. Landeskog with a 4-assist night. And I cannot believe we're in this situation. Cannot believe it. Twice in the same playoffs. Wow. What the hell do we even change? Honestly, we might just have to go from a stat/production perspective. So it'll be easier to do that from this screen. I'm not even necessarily going to put any kind of thought into player type at this stage. We're just kind of going with the best talents that we have in the best spots that we have. So Madison Bowie, 10 points, a +7, does take a lot of penalty minutes. That is his Achilles heel, is the PIMS. You have Chris Tanev, 7 points, a +3, but also takes some penalties. You could argue it's because he plays so much, and you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. Shea Theodore, Not much in the way of points, but simply because of the lack of PIMs, you could argue has been our best defenseman. Prohorkin, 2 points. Oh, boy. 2 points, but a -3, and of course the 4 PIMs as well. Easily the roughest defenseman we've seen so far. Hjalmarsson at least doesn't take any PIMs, but it's still not great. And then Jake Bean, just at least he doesn't take PIMs, but oh my God, there hasn't been much there for Jake Bean. Forward side of things, we look to Nikita Sherbak, 17 points and a +5. No PIMs. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Where would we be without him? Clark, a little bit more uncertain and less than ideal. Daniel Sprong, 11 points, a +6. Few penalty minutes, literally just 1 infraction in the playoffs so far. Very good for him. Charles Mallet. Not too bad, honestly. Better than Clark, I'd say, despite the point difference. At least he's not been on the ice for as many goals against. Colton Sevier. Unfortunately for Sevier, it's the penalty minutes again that kind of hurt us. Hunter Shinkarik, not too bad. Not too bad. Could be better, could be worse. And obviously for Vujic, the big thing for him is just going to be the penalties as to why we'll have to keep him on a lower line, even though he's been able to contribute. At center, PLD has only kind of been okay. I got to say, he's not quite lived up to the expectations I would set upon him. Barkov as well, not able to outscore the PIMs that he's taken. O'Reilly, same thing. Dude, so many of our key guys have just been struggling in the penalty department. We've spent so much time on the PK in this postseason, and that's definitely adding up. And then Bo Horvat has been okay, I guess. Not amazing. So, we're not going to change out any personnel. I think the team is the team, but the order in which they are in. So defensively, we are going to go with Theodore and Bowie still, Bean, Tanev, Hjalmarsson, Prohorkin. It's been the best that we have. Top line, Sherbak, Sprong. Tough to say from there, honestly. I mean, it is still probably Barkov. Is, kind of disappointing as that is. I just think that's the way it kind of checks out. And then we have Mallet on a higher line, Shinkarik on a higher line, and Horvat. That works for me. I mean, shit, we might as well try something, right? A third line of PLD with Clark and Shore. And then Vujic, O'Reilly, Sevier. Just too many PIMs for Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, it's worth a shot, right? We'll still have people on the power play, the PK, stuff like that. We should be okay. Do we keep Pickard in? Yes, we do. He brought us to the dance. Let's give him a chance. Game number 3. First period, 1-0 Canucks. Nikita Sherbak on the power play. Second period, still 1-0 Canucks. Third period, and we get the win. Daniel Sprong on the power play as well. Shea Theodore, the empty netter, to seal the deal after Yaskin was able to tie the game up at the start of the third. So we have life, and we need to hope for now it is the home team losing the first, couple games of the series trend. Much better game for Pickard. Spencer Martin still put forth a pretty good effort. Just wasn't good enough on the day. Let's see. OHL defenders. Did we finally get information about that one dude? Still no. Honestly, screw him. Let's look somewhere else here. U.S., we got a couple guys, first round, stuff like that. We'll look there. Game number 4 against Colorado. We need to win this or we are in big, big trouble. First period, 2-0 Canucks, Dubois and Clark. Second period, 5-2. Bigris and Ennis both on the power play, but Sherbak, Bean, and Dubois. Third period, 5-2 holds. The home team has lost every game so far. We got ourselves a brand new series. How do you like that? As Dubois, Clark, and Sherbak lead the way. All right. We are in the running here, aren't we? Game number 5. Can we get it done? First period, 1-0 Canucks, Bo Horvat. Second period, 2-0 Canucks, Brett Clark. Third period, we blew it. We blew it. 3-2 Colorado. The home team has still lost every game in the series. And the Avs have a chance to snap that streak in Game 6 and punch their ticket to the Cup final. We've lost so many series like this in 6 games. It's crazy. Let's just go for it. First period, 1-0 Avs. Nikita Zadorov on a deflection. What the fuck? Second period, 3-0 Avs. And for the second year in a row, we're going to fall short in the conference final. That's it. 5-1. Colorado wins. We fall short in the conference finals again. This team, dude, even Sasha Barkov wasn't the difference maker for us to be able to make it to the Cup final. What the hell do we even do then? What do we even do?